What's
Hey,
up,
hey,
y'all?
hey. What up, ladies?
Hey everybody.
Hey. Hey, Cece. Hey, Brittany. How
Thank you
y'all
guys for
doing?
joining. Thank you, Brittany. Brittany said, "This is so cute."
Thank you, boo.
We've been trying. Love you. Bye. Sorry, y'all.
Gang,
Devin had to
gang in
go.
this
Hey.
thing. Okay, hey. AK, hey. Look, y'all just lifted my spirit.
I know.
Right?
So while we wait for a few more people to come in, we did want to just talk about the community tab post that I made where I said sorry y'all, I didn't mute my stuff, where I said that me and my sisters were trying to find something to do to basically build our bond, like heal past traumas and just like, break out of our shells. So you guys gave us a lot of good ideas, and what we decided to go with is we're basically going to each come up with something that we each want to do, and we're going to vlog. So we're going to have sister episodes that are just vlogs where we are doing these crazy things. Like Mimi wants to meditate, I want to do the rec room, Normandy wants to do one thing, and then Leslie wants to do another. So it's going to be really interesting to see. Those are going to be coming here soon. So we just wanted to give y'all a quick update on that. Hopefully it's not an echo, y'all. Can y'all hear?
Yeah, I
Yes,
can hear
we
you.
can.
Okay. Let me get my headphones. Okay, so Mimi, you can go ahead and get started, and you can just tell them what we're going to be talking about today. Before actually, one thing before we get started with that, we just want to give a brief disclaimer. These are our thoughts and opinions. These are not facts. These are not laws. We are not trying to sway anyone to make or follow our way of thinking. We're simply just having a dialogue. This topic is a very interesting but real topic that we experience as Black women. So we're not trying to like make anyone feel bad for wanting to date in their race or making anyone feel bad for dating outside of their race. This is simply just a topic, okay?
Yeah, this is just an open dialogue that we're just that we just want to have pretty much. I just feel like, do we are we wasting? I don't want to say wasting our time. Are we missing out on our love by only dating black man ladies? You know what I mean? We've been through a lot, and I also feel like, I'm sorry, I'm probably mumbling, but that's it. Do we feel like we're missing out? You know what I mean? I know I only date black men, but I'm attracted to other men. You know what I mean? But for some reason, I just only stick with my black man. I don't know why. I just do. I love my black man, but we've been through the most with the black man. Would I be open to date other races? I would. I ain't gonna lie. I would.
See, it's
Normally,
the
would you?
part. Like I'll be down to date, right? Like I'll date and I'll mingle with you. I'll talk to you. I'll get to a sense of like it's kind of like going out to eat. I shouldn't like describe men as like food or like this is the appetizer, but it's kind for me. It's kind of like I'll go out to eat and I'll try different things. So like, and I use it. I had that same type of idea or mindset when I'm dating or like talking to somebody outside of my race. It's kind of like, oh, let me taste this new Korean food, this new Mexican food, but I have my favorite meal, and my favorite
Hmm.
meal
Hmm.
is like a black man. But I don't mind having other types of meals, if that makes sense. Like I don't mind, but I don't see myself being serious or like taking it to the next level with someone outside of my race just because of like I feel like trauma and like what we've been taught and raised by like we gotta stick to our own kind, we gotta love our own people who will understand us better than a black man. Um and so for me it's a lot of trauma behind the reasons like why for myself like I won't be able to like recreate with somebody outside of my race or really like fully be in love with somebody outside of my
I
race.
agree with Brittany.
What she
Brittany
say?
Griner said, I love black men. I just hate the ones I've dated. I'm open to date another race, but my first choice is tall and chocolate. Yes, girl,
Yeah,
me too.
yeah, yeah. That's how I feel.
See,
Yeah,
I'm
but
the
there are.
same. Go ahead. Hello.
We listening to you, Lala.
We listening to you, Leslie.
Oh, okay, okay. I didn't want to cut nobody off, but me, I'm like the same way. So I remember when I was younger, I'm like, and I used to think bad, like when I say this, I'm like, but I had a little phase. I just wanted to date white men. I hate admitting this, but
No,
now,
don't make me
like,
feel well.
now, like I'm older, I'm like, because it was just the reason why I said that. That was that. It wasn't the fact that it was just me wanting to date a white person. Um, but yeah, I love my black men, but I agree with Brittany. I don't agree with the ones I dated. So, but I am still open to like if I now I ain't got no cut. I'm like shoot, if I end up liking you and loving you,
It
and
is what it
because it's
is
just the
at that
same
point.
like me dealing with like a. I always say like okay, he got to be tall because I'm 5'9". So I'm like every dude I mess with is like a little taller than me, or like 6'2", 6'3". So I'm like, but I mean I'm finding out okay, I don't mind if he's my height or a little bit shorter. I like you for you, so I'll be open.
I'm open as well, Lala. I just do white men hit at you? And viewers also, do white men hit at you, ladies? Do they try to ask you out? Or is it not the
Mm-hmm.
white man that you want asking you out? Or why don't you ever, you know what I mean? Because I don't get too many white men asking
I
me
feel
out.
like I grew up like we grew up in the hood, like, and not saying like okay, white people don't be in the hood, or even the schools we went to. Audrey, was there a lot of like you know like white people?
No, it wasn't until we got to like our high school, our private school, where we got to really mingle with other cultures. But
Mm-hmm.
in all actuality, like for me, because I didn't speak on my piece yet, to keep it brief and short, I've always been pro dating inside my race, just because not only was I raised by a great, phenomenal black man, I have a phenomenal black grandfather. I have two grandfathers, but I also was only around black men as well. So it was kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
I had a thing for them. Now I ain't gonna lie, like when I was younger, I used to have a thing for light skinned men. Like I used to be like, ooh, I just only want to date light skins. And it wasn't until I got with my husband that he really changed my whole idea on that. I'm like, what the hell was I ever thinking of saying like I wanted light skinned men? So it wasn't like I don't want to date outside, or I didn't want to date outside my race, because of anything other than I just wanted someone that could relate to me, someone that related to my father. And maybe that's stereotypical, like, oh, he has to be black to relate to your dad. But for me, that's what it was at the time. I'm still young, so I don't know, maybe it'll change when I get older. But at the time when I was thinking about my husband, I wanted him to just be like my dad. And I just knew that that would, in my opinion, be a black man.
We got Roxy said she's an actress in New York City and white men always hit on me. Really, girl? Come
Yeah.
on here, honey. Cause I'm open. I ain't gonna lie.
Look,
I
I
just
don't
love a
mind
good I
either.
love a good man at this point. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. My preference is a black man, but
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, at this point, love is love. You know what I mean? So if
So
the person
I dated this guy, y'all, who told me he's a black man. He told me that dating me as a light skinned woman in the way that I sound and the way that I talk, um, made him feel like he was dating the closest thing that he can get to a white woman. So it kind of like the way he described it was like I kind of like, quenched his thirst or like kind of had an idea. And so I didn't know how to take that as I took that as a very much like an insult. But have you guys ever dated people who, because of your features, made them feel like they were dating something different? or but still like in that borderline of like you're still black, but because you're light skinned or if you talk proper, you give me.
Yes.
I get that all the
Mm-hmm.
time. I get that all the time. Like even with made me feel like you like has a date black man. I mean a white man trying to date you because of you have exotic features and you're like this.
They always hit on me,
See.
because of already know, but it
Mhm.
ain't never like, what I mean, really trying probably to
When
take me
I
seriously.
see, and that's the thing, it's like it's a difference between being hit on because they see potential in you versus being hit on like you are some
Yeah, on a
type of
sexual manner. Yeah,
attraction. Yeah, and a lot
yeah,
of times
yeah.
when even to this day, because even though I'm married, I mean, I'm still a badass motherfucker, you know. So, I get people that hit on me all the time, and it's not like and it doesn't matter which race, but majority the white men that I talk to, they instantly want to know what I am, what I'm mixed with. Like it's like a cat and mouse type thing. Like, do you just want even though I'm not trying to pursue anything, I'm just saying in general. Like, are you talking to me because you're trying to see what I am because you have some type of fucking fetish? Like, am I a fetish or am I really just a woman? Because like how we just said, we love all men, or you guys love all
Mhm,
men.
mhm.
I feel like it's not the same. It's like I love this because I heard y'all got this type of thing going with y'all. Just the
Right, right,
stereotypes that go with
right,
being a black
right. To go
woman.
Right.
with it,
It's not
yeah,
always the best, and it's kind of like it's kind of hurtful because the things that they attach to us is like downright degrading. Like, oh, like Mimi, you have bigger breasts. They're gonna say that you're more sexual because you have bigger breasts,
yeah,
and I want to fondle your breasts. It's like the people that have
yeah,
fetishes to smaller women, like women that are like little women, you know what I'm saying? Those people, they have fetishes, or women with
yeah,
feet,
yeah.
and black women are
True.
definitely a fetish and not an asset. That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Cause I always like would get approached about my hair. Oh, you gotta be mixed with something else. Or like even when I worked at the dealership job, and they would love, like it was majority mostly white people, and they would just love when I wear my hair straight. And it would be the dudes like, oh my gosh, I just love when you wear your hair straight. And I'm just like, well, what's wrong with my curls? Like, okay, like, or like, at one point, even though I dated a black guy, he dated me, and he seen, I met him off social media, and he seen my features, and he was like, yeah, you just give me exotic, Ethiopian. It just, it was still offensive. Like, and I feel like it
Yeah.
just comes from, it doesn't even matter. Guys is just gonna, but white people, I feel like white men, when they say it, they don't think that they're doing it, but it's offensive. So,
True.
How much of
I
it do you think is like in our minds that we are like if
That's
we were
I was gonna say that because I think India made a good point. She said she had someone approach her and it's really not her cup of tea. She doesn't even socialize with white people outside of working with them. And she's really not in a lot of white spaces. So it makes me bring back to how we were raised and where we were raised, and you know what I mean? I think that has something to do with it also. Because like I said, I
mm-hmm,
be looking at all types of men. I ain't gonna lie, you know what I mean? I look at them all. Let's see, like I said, I'm a more of a personality type of person. You know what I mean, more than a looks. If that makes
mm-hmm,
sense, you know what I mean. I'm a more of a personality, so I just like a good man. I've dated a Mexican before. He was really sweet. He was nice. I love that I could talk about my culture, and he wanted to learn from my culture as well as I wanted to learn from his. So you know what I mean. It
mm-hmm,
wasn't never a big old religious, you know what I mean, thing. Not, I'm sorry, religious, I'm sorry, race thing when it comes to that. You know what I mean? I didn't feel that when I dated them.
okay, so
So
collectively we all agree that we love our black brothers as much as they get on our nerves. We can't stand them. Sometimes they can be complete assholes. We all agree collectively we love our black brothers. But let's say for instance, if we were all blind and we fell in love with a person where we can see them, but their personality, their
mhm.
morals, how they were, and then one day
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
became unblind and we saw that they were a white man or a Mexican man or a Chinese man. Would everything that we felt for them be obsolete? Like no
No, not
longer.
for me.
And
Not for
then
me either. Like,
so yeah, so
I,
then your idea of just dating a black man isn't really valid.
it's a preference, but if it
Yeah,
was to come down
yeah.
to it, like, I don't know if y'all heard of that show, Blind Love on Netflix. It came out like a while ago, but shoot, every time they talked, I think it was going on for like a couple of months, but they would never see the person that they were talking to, but they clicked with that person, and then once they seen each other, it was just
K
like, wow.
K Ban, is that his
Kayvon.
name? K Ban. He's in a into relationship now. How is that? How is that going?
I was just about to say that. So Kayvon is
Right.
like an OG subscriber, and I do know that
Okay.
she's in an interracial relationship. So I was hoping that she would have joined this live and talked about her experience.
Hey,
Kayvon,
girl.
was that your first the relationship you're in now? Because I believe you're engaged. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this relationship that you're in now, is this your first interracial relationship, and how is it? Because I know he's not white, but still he's not black. Were you someone that always said that you wanted to date black men, and did you always prefer this? Like, how did you stumble upon this relationship, and how was it different than any other ones that you've ever been in before? If you want to call in, you can. I pinned the link. But we
Yes,
just want to
call
talk
on
about
in.
how basically black women, we're at the bottom of the dating poll, no matter if it's our own race or other races. So my sister Mimi made a good point. She basically said, like, are we sabotaging ourselves by not dating outside of our race if the opportunity presents itself? Like, if you're in the right place at the right time, would you necessarily
And are
turn
we not
down?
opening ourselves up? You know what I mean? Like I feel
Yeah.
like we need to open ourselves up a little bit more, ladies. You know what I mean? Like there are good
Hmm.
men out here, and there are more than just black men out here that are good men. You know what I mean? Besides the racial thing that my sister said, I believe that people, you know what I mean, just have good hearts. You know
Right.
what I mean?
But my thing
I've
is,
ran across some really good people of all races. And I didn't feel that they was treating me any type of way because I was a black woman, or I wasn't feeling, you know what I mean? I didn't feel that. I base people off of,
If
you know what I mean, how they treat me and how they treat others.
if anything, it's mostly like if they're uneducated. But I mostly come across open-minded people like myself.
Right.
So if I was to ever get approached by, because I had um male friends that were white like me, and they treated me just as who I was. They didn't see color or anything. They just loved me for me.
I
while we wait
can't
on K Bond to add hers, I'm sorry, Nanda, you can go.
I can't see myself without. I mean, like even with that love is blind. If I'm vibing with you and I'm like feeling you and I'm in love with you and I wake up one day and I see that you are a Korean man, and then I know I gotta meet your Korean family, and I know I
I'm
can't.
sorry to cut you off, Nordy. We have K Bond added to the stream. She is calling in. Hey, K Bond.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey, you
how are you?
guys. I'm fine. How are
Thank
you
you for
guys?
joining. Thank you for joining. So, did you hear the questions that we asked?
I did not.
Okay, so basically, I was giving them a rundown. I was giving my sisters a rundown, just letting them know that I know that I think you're engaged to your man right now. So I was asking, is this your first interracial relationship? Were you someone that always wanted to date black men, or were you more open to dating outside of your race?
This is not my first interracial relationship, and I date them all. I always say like
I
I do not
heard that.
discriminate.
I
If
heard
you're
that,
if
boo.
you're treating if you're treating me right, or and I find you interesting and our morals and values match up, what's up? What's up? What it do? Like
Okay,
I'm
Okay.
like
I love it.
so, and me and my boyfriend, we actually met at work. Um, and this is actually his first. Well, it's not his first interracial. It's his first time dating a black woman, but he's also the same way. Like he's not discriminating, at all. And I am the first woman that he ever brought home to his mom.
Oh wow.
And he always told me, he was like my family's gonna love you. I'm like, what? And I guarantee, like from day one, when I met the sisters, the brother, the mom, the uncles, it was all love. Like from the beginning, it wasn't like, you know how. like let's say you had a your boyfriend's family barbecue and you're kind of like ducked off in the cut, nobody's talking to you or you're not socializing,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they walk away. That ain't never
Yeah.
happened.
See,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Everybody
okay.
was talking to me. It was always conversation,
I
like
love
always.
that.
So how did your family react to him, or your first interracial boyfriend, like the first person that you dated outside of your race? How was your family to them? Because I know a lot of times black people in our culture, we get a lot of slack or flack for not being open to dating outside of our race, and a lot of it is sometimes our parents' beliefs. So are your parents like someone that believes you can love anyone, or did they want you to be with a black man?
I don't. You know what? Nobody can check me on nothing, but nobody ever like turned their nose up or had inquiries like why. They know like I'm a very like headstrong person and who I'm with, like they must be about me. Like they have that confidence in me that I'm gonna choose somebody. Like they're more than like basically like if she's with him, he must be doing something.
She's happy. Right,
I
So
right.
love
I
that.
like
they have
that.
that confidence. And I was raised by my grandmother, and when I was younger, I like some Hispanic boy. And my, you know how back in the day you had those disposable cameras and you'll get them printed out.
Mm-hmm.
My sister had like a stack of pictures. It was her camera roll, but it was this Hispanic boy, and she took a picture at school. And I guess my grandmother went through the pictures, and I remember one day coming home from school that she had that picture, and she carved in it and said, "Who is this?" Like, but to me, she thought it was me. So basically, what I'm saying, my grandmother, she was not with that
With it,
at
yeah. The
all.
older folks usually ain't with it. And that's the because you can't change older folks' mind.
But like my family now, like my siblings, they're fine. My cousins, they're fine. Like nobody ever challenged me on it or inquired like why.
Right. And I love how you put it in perspective of they trust your judgment. So anyone that you bringing around has to be someone that's worthy of your time. And I think that's like
Mm-hmm.
that goes both ways, whether you're dating your own or you're dating outside of your race, or the guy that you're dating is the first time that they're dating outside of their race. It's more so like you got to trust your judgment and know that, like, okay, the person that I'm with wants the best for me and vice versa. So I think that that was a good point that you did make in that whole situation of, hey, they gonna like whoever I bring around because they're worthy.
Right. And I think it's all about like compatibility, like in if you guys are enjoying your time together, no matter what you're doing. Because let me tell y'all, I've been at a mariachi festival, don't know a lick of Spanish. Well, I'm better now.
I
And
know.
it
I
was
remember you
fun.
saying that.
I enjoyed myself. And I
Okay.
love Tank. I love Tank. And I think within our first year of our relationship, guess who went to the Tank concert with me? He did. And he enjoyed himself. But
Right.
it don't matter what element we're in, when we're together, we enjoy our time together.
That's all that matters. I love
And
it.
that's love. That is
There you
love.
go. That's just love. That's what I think that's what it all boils down to, what it matters to.
That is true. And so your boyfriend, he's not white. He's Hispanic.
Yes, he's Mexican.
But you have dated white men before?
Have I dated? No, not white. I dated another Hispanic, and I dated an Asian man
You
before.
dated an Asian man?
Yes.
And okay, so with I know like in the Asian culture, there are ones that are like very strict on like dating inside their race. So were you like his first black
Yes, I
girlfriend?
was.
Yeah, okay. I figured, yeah, 'cause
But it didn't go as far as meeting family or meeting friends. Like we, like literally just dated. Like we used to
right.
go to the movies, go out to eat. You know, that was the gist of it.
Hmm.
No, I am so happy that you called in and gave us a new perspective. So Leslie, Norm, Mimi, did y'all have any questions for K Behind?
No, I didn't. I just love the story. I just, like
Right.
I
I
said, we
loved it too.
appreciate you
It
calling in. I'm with it.
makes me more open minded. So
Yeah. I wish y'all
You
nothing
know,
but the best.
no
Did he approach
problem.
you
Cheers.
first, K-Bon? Did he approach you
You
first?
know, y- no, it honestly, he trained me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we just had good conversation. Like I'm an
Okay, a
asshole,
little
he kind
mute.
of an asshole. Like, um, but when it was time to, have a serious conversation, we was having a serious conversation. And it just happened organically, honestly. Like
I love that.
from jump when we was talking when he was training me, I was like, we either about to be best friends or we gonna be together.
Okay,
And
you felt that? I love
yeah,
it. That's
and
what's
it
up.
was just like that.
That's how you know it's real.
Okay, you gave him an ultimatum. We go. That's
I
love.
didn't tell him that,
I
but I could
know,
just tell like
but as
how
women, we just think like, okay, like you either go, huh.
yeah, but I think we both we like each other. We like each other. So
And it was past physical. Like what I'm getting is that you basically liked each other for your minds and your spirits. Like it was past
right,
physical. It was like since we got to know each other on a different level, that is the level that you guys will always be able to go back to as far as the common ground and the commonality of being in a relationship. Like,
right,
I know this about you beyond looks, because no matter who you date, those looks are gonna fade, when you 80, you ain't gonna look the same. So it's good to fall in love with someone's spirit and mind before anything else. So I think that that is
right,
really amazing.
right. And we had conversations like deep conversations. Like we used to just talk for hours and hours. And I'm talking about things that I've never even talked to anybody about.
I do have a
Like he challenged
question.
my mind and enlightened me and vice versa. Like the conversation was always there.
So you guys did get on a did you guys ever talk about race?
Oh yeah, we most definitely talked about race. We talked about like if we did have a family together, if we have a son together now. He's one,
Oh,
and
okay.
we talked about like different morals and values and about raising a child. And for the
Right.
most part, like we agreed on things, or we agreed to disagree, or it was certain things that he wasn't too like stern about, and me neither. So I was like, okay, I respect that. We can go with that. And it,
Yeah.
it was like
It's
that.
just part of any
We
relationship. Okay.
we have yet butt head on like raising our son. So and this is his first child
I was just
too.
about to ask that. Is
This is
this
my
his first
second.
child?
But from jump he was already on board. Like when he first met my son, he took him to their introduction was we had a day out at Magic Mountain. Like he was like never around my son or anything. Like we were together for 6 months before he met my son, and we went out to Magic Mountain, and they funny. Like they got along. Like my son respects him, um, and like he's always been like always about my son, like his future. Like he always talk to him. He do homework.
You
Hmm.
Like
sound
my
like you got
son.
a good man. I love that.
Yeah, I have a good one.
I
I
love
I
that.
can confidently say that. But
That's good.
we ain't gonna mention the postpartum. No.
Uh-oh.
Not the postpartum.
No. Yeah. But yeah, we have a really good relationship. Communication is big, and having good understanding between one another is like really good.
Right. I love that. I love that. Normandy, did you have any questions?
No, I remember just my first experience with dating outside of my race. It was also Hispanic. Um, so no, I don't know. My experiences with outside of my race for me was just it was just different.
Normandy said it was different.
How did you did like were you around his family? Like was
Mm-hmm.
it like language barrier, because when I first got with my boyfriend, he was like, "My mom don't understand English and all this other stuff." I'm like, "Okay."
So
Me
it's
and that
just
lady be chopping it up. She don't have no. It's not no language barrier. Like, I just think that he was so used to her talking. They talked in Spanish to one another. So I guess he didn't really hear her use English, but she,
well
we
for
don't.
mine.
She talked to me fine, just fine.
So
We're
for
actually really close.
my experience with dating Hispanic men, he was his mother and his family, his mother, his father, his brother, none of them spoke English. Like they were legit didn't speak an ounce of English. Only he did, and it was still broken English. Um, and when they first met me, they hated me, and I felt like
Really?
because I was black, and I felt like I had to change myself to get accepted for them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, I was 16 years old, 16, so
Mm-hmm.
I was new, I was fresh. This was my first boyfriend, my first, what I
Love.
felt at that time, love. That's what I felt like, and when I got with my ex-husband, that was for me my first experience of like true love. Um, because as I got older, I knew better and felt differently. But that was my with when I dated the Hispanic at that time, with me being 16, it was I was very impressionable. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, they hated me. They hated me. So I felt like I needed to change myself. And then eventually, as like we were together for 3 years, no, 4. And so as the years went on, they grew to, love me. Um, but I don't think they loved me because or grew to like accept me, like they grew to love me, but they never accepted my blackness. They just
Mm.
accepted me, if that makes sense. Like I didn't change their perspective of black people, and I didn't change their perspective of like, if we broke up, he can bring another black woman in. They just accepted me, like just that.
They tolerated you, you feel?
Yes,
Like,
yeah, yeah, but no, but then I believe that they genuinely love me to a certain extent, but not to the point where I changed their perspective of black people. Like I changed their perspective of how they viewed us. I just think that they felt like, okay, well, if she's going to be here, we're just going to love her. We're going to like her because she's here. So I never felt like it was a situation where it was like, okay, they will love me and then love my family. They will
Right.
love me and love like our children. I never felt like that. I just felt like they grew to accept me and tolerate me because like we wasn't going to break up or anything like that. But then as years went on, and after we broke up, like his mom will message me, and she'll message me like, "I love you," like she'll say things like that, or she misses me, but I don't think. I think she's happy now that her son is with a Hispanic woman. So I just feel like every experience is different. But when
And you
I
learn
got with,
Spanish, Normandy.
yeah, I did learn
Yeah,
Spanish.
you did learn some Spanish.
Yeah, I did learn Spanish, but I felt like that experience was just like, I'm happy he was my first, and I don't take anything back from like him being like my first impression of love, my
Do you think
first
that stained you
boyfriend.
dating out of your race?
You said, if it scared me,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like I never felt more at home than when I'm with a black man. I feel at home when I'm with a black man. Now, granted, with my ex husband, his family was
I,
10 times worse than a Hispanic family.
Right,
Like,
but you also got to take in consideration your age too, because taking it back, you were only a teenager, like Kayvon said. With her significant other, she literally didn't have any, like when she met him, it wasn't anything of dating. It was more so they were at work. But then
mhm.
when they got to talk, it was not like she got that comfort. It was not about race
yeah.
or being with a black man. She
Yeah.
literally just said like she got that comfort without realizing she got that comfort because she wasn't looking to date. Like she wasn't saying like, boy, you better not try to talk to me or vice versa. She was just getting to know him
Right.
like,
She was just
hey, I
yeah.
like this commonality that we have and things. It was
right.
beyond race.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking from that. I wasn't even speaking in those instances. I was just saying for me, like when I was with him, I enjoyed his company and I loved him, but I didn't have a feeling of completeness. But then again, like I said, I was 16, so I really didn't know what I was looking for. I really didn't know um, myself, let alone trying to find myself in someone else, if that makes sense. Um, but I feel like for me personally, like I would never, I can't. Now that I know what it's like to be with a black man, um,
I want
no.
another man. No, I'm
You
joking.
you said what?
I finished already sentence. No, I know what it's like to be with a black man. I want to know. I want a different kind. I want a Balkan Mexican, a white, Chinese. I don't even had a black man. Not to say that, but I'm just saying, you know,
Mm-mm.
we done had
And
them.
then I had it. Yeah, yeah, no, I just.
The slim pickings ain't went got too many pickings.
I
But
feel
see,
like
I don't
I
think that's fair to say, Mimi, because if
Oh,
a black man said that, yeah, because you know I'm about to check your ass. If
God.
a
okay.
black
Mama kill
man,
me.
if a black man said he done had all the black women and he wants somebody else, we will be at his door trying to burn him at the stake. Like you ain't got to dog all
Okay,
of us.
period. No,
I
Like
for
we ain't
done
just
real.
some rotten
all of
apples.
them. I'm just saying,
You
y'all,
just
we
gotta
should be a little
find the
bit
right
more
one.
open
But
to just more than a black man.
I will say I have like, and probably it's because I don't know if I was younger or not, or I didn't open myself up to that. But I have had a guy who was white, and he was open minded like me, and I loved it. He treated me very nice and everything, and I passed it up. Like he didn't come to me directly and say that he liked me, but he asked me out on a couple of dates, and I went. But we was also friends, so I just never took it further. And now that we're having this conversation, I always, well, before, I always thought about like, dang, what if I actually,
Me too, Lala. I
um,
think I missed out on
you
one
know,
too.
I feel like, dang, and now he's dating this other pretty black girl. Like I don't know, like it wasn't like my friends would be like, yeah, he always date, black girls and stuff, and he was just so cool. It was just like I'm like, dang, what if I gave him a chance and wasn't just so like
See, that could have been
I'm
your
dating a black
husband.
man?
That was
And
the
I do
Okay.
feel like we
person.
do tolerate. I feel like those who are like myself, who only will like be serious with a certain race, I feel like we are more willing to tolerate more shit because we are only dealing with
Hell
that one
yeah.
race. And because of that, it has those our brothers being buck wild because they like for me personally, it's like I know I'll be willing to tolerate more. And so sometimes when I'm thinking about it now, it's like, man, if I didn't wasn't so strict on just saying I want me a black man, I probably wouldn't tolerate so much shit. If that makes sense. Like I feel like I do tolerate more because the pickings are slim.
Brittany said we are surviving black men. For real. We've been, well, for real.
Okay,
Just
Susie
kidding.
said I would
Kinda.
tell my
But I just
son
still
when he
feel
was
like it's not
younger.
fair because what the fuck? Like, we can have anybody come on here and say that they dated outside their race and got dogged out too. So I don't think that it's a race thing
It's
about what
just
we're
a
surviving. It's the
certain
generation that we're
person.
in and the type of men. Because it don't matter if you was raised by the best of the best or the worst of the worst. If you a dog, you a dog, and it don't matter what color you are.
Very
So
true.
I want
Hmm.
to
Yeah.
be clear, like it's not a bash black man because I'm gonna love a black man by default no matter what. And at the end of the day, like I could date outside my race if it was someone of a different culture. I just don't think I could date a white man. Like that is something different for me personally. But I would be open to. I have dated a Hispanic in high school. It was a nightmare because the motherfucker was obsessed with me, but it had nothing to do with his race. He was just psycho. So I have
Right.
like I could see diff, dating different races, but I think it also is what you're attracted to because I personally am attracted to a certain look. So it's harder for me to get out of that look to even get to the mental, the spiritual, or whatever level that we could get on. Like if you ain't looking right, your teeth ain't white and nice, you ain't got nice full lips,
Oh
it's
Lord.
like
Oh
a hell no
God.
with
I
I
ain't
me.
even
tell
gonna
you.
lie. If that teeth ain't looking right,
You can
baby,
buy him some teeth.
don't
I'm
even
not buying
smile
him
at
no
me.
teeth because what if I buy
Well,
him
I'm
teeth
just
and
saying you could
he get
take
up
him
and
to the
leave me?
dentist.
Hell no. What if I buy him some teeth and he get up and leave
Mm-mm-mm.
me and smell like a
Right?
messy bitch?
But my
No,
thing
he
is,
went to
even with the
model.
pearly
No,
whites,
let me
he could
stop.
do that. So you damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know.
No, he needs to come with nice teeth. That's what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying don't be. We can't be Normandy have so these high standards and want him
It's
to
not
be a
even standards, it's
millionaire.
just what we look
And
for.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
black
don't have
women.
high standards. Shit, no.
It's just our type. Everybody has a preference, you know. I would want
Yeah,
my man to
ladies.
have, some decent up to par
I'm
teeth.
not
Like,
saying like let them be not on having no teeth, y'all. I want y'all to take it like that. Of course, let your man have some teeth, but he's not gonna be Prince Charming coming through with that white horse that everybody be looking for. That's not. That's
yeah,
not.
we
That's
know
not.
that. We just
But why
like
can't he
Yeah.
be? Why can't
he
he
gotta
be?
he gotta be appealing to
Oh well,
us.
girl, good. Okay, Normally.
But I mean, why can't it?
Oh,
Why can't we have high
where he
standards?
at?
Especially,
I'm not saying the high, but make sure there
She
people
means
can get
high.
there. Make sure he can get there, Norm. Don't make sure you're just so high people can't get there, honey. You know what I mean? And make sure your standards fit your lifestyle as well. That's what I'm
Okay, let me
saying.
ask
You
this.
can't
Do you
say,
guys see, do you guys feel like black women dating outside their race is different from a black man dating outside their race, like their reasoning behind
Absolutely.
it?
hell
Yes.
yes, Roman. I'm gonna tell my baby daddy get on the
Normie,
podcast.
please stop saying government name. His name is
name?
Roger.
What was the question? I missed. I'm sorry.
She said,
The
K Bonnie
reasoning why,
said,
go for it.
she said, do you think the reasoning behind dating black women dating outside their race is different than black men dating outside their race? I say for hell yeah, because black men make it
Uh-huh.
known that we are not good enough. Black women are more open to saying, I just want love. But black men, they have to knock us down a lot in order to justify why they're dating outside their race, whether it's our looks, our
And I also think they
perceived
go to
personality.
God forgive me, a weaker race. I mean, we strong, ladies. We strong, and I love being strong. I ain't
So,
gonna lie. So I think they go
I be
to a,
tired
you know what I
sometimes.
mean?
so y'all. So I just had somebody comment and said something really because they're listening in. My friend is listening in, and he said, for him, he's a black man. He said, for him, white women and white men were forced upon us as black people. That's all we saw on TV and movies. Um,
You
so
said
it
white
was more
women?
is white like the white face. Like you and
Mhm.
I agree with that because growing up, what do we always see? White Barbie dolls. The white aspect of like on TV shows we saw white TV shows mostly. So it became a sense of like white was right. This is what we had to have. This is what like it
Mm,
was you were doing good if you got a white woman. You were doing good if you got a white
Yeah,
man.
for the black man, not for us, black women.
But see,
but what
white
about
Don't
women,
buy like that.
here's the thing
environmental?
I have with white women dating black men. I strongly believe it's a freaking fetish. And I know
Oh,
that
I don't think
by
so,
no. Let me
Normandy.
finish.
It,
This is why I say it's a fetish because if you ever,
Oh
not for
Lord
everyone,
Jesus.
not for everyone, but if
So
y'all ever
tell
seen
him that
the,
tell oh girl we in sister sweaty. Don't get right.
so have
Normandy
no,
the
but for real though, you can always tell, and yeah, I know I'm not lying when y'all
for
hear
real.
this. If you see a white woman with a black man, they have a little mixed child. If that baby's hair ain't combed right, you know that woman was just with that man for the fetish
not
of the
No,
black.
I don't
Yes,
think
necessarily.
so. They just
Oh
not.
hell no.
yes,
Normandy, you
This is
cannot
where
tell
because
I
me
if you
say,
was
that.
really about the
I
and
black
don't
that's
know
people,
where
you
how
you
to
comb
do
say
your
hair.
baby's
Normandy,
hair.
oh
they just
Lord
don't have the
Jesus.
knowledge to do
Then
all
you
There
will
those
you
get
go,
the
things.
Lala.
knowledge if you with that man.
Okay,
It's
well
a
they have to
fetish to
learn that.
me.
They have to
Oh
take the time
Lord
to learn that.
Jesus.
Now, if
Just
they
like they learned how to
refuse
pounce on that
to,
black penis,
then
they should have
then you
learned
can
how to
say
comb
that.
that baby's
Oh
hair.
Lord
Okay,
Jesus. I don't think
Ted,
she
but
ready
I
for
be
us.
tired sometimes.
I'm dead
But
ass serious. Because that is a huge pet peeve for me when I see these white women date
so
these black men. And it's not the idea of them stealing them from me because I don't feel that way. I just strongly feel like it's a fetish, especially when they're procreating with these babies and they looking all types of
Well,
crazy. It's like, do your research, do your education. Like, don't just be on it because he's fine and he's a black man and he's something.
but you can say that too. But I've been hearing a lot of black men say, "Oh, mixed baby. Oh my goodness, the hair, the eyes, and this and that." So black people do the same stuff, and I
But
hate
it's
it.
not a pass
But
though, because, and I hate to bring up the Kardashians, but because a lot of people don't like them. Hell, whatever it is, what it is. But one thing that I could say about Kim Kardashian that really people love to skip over, when she was dating or when she was married to Kanye West, you guys know when she had North, she went the extra mile to make sure that she educated herself
mm-hmm.
Bingo, that's
on
what I'm
having
saying.
a black child, because at the end of the
Bingo.
day, it is what it is, but like Miss Mulatto, she's someone that was called Mulatto, and then the world, she got in the industry and they let her kindly know, like, girl, you mulatto, well, but you black. So Kim Kardashian understood that. She knew that her children, without a doubt, was going to be called black. So she did take that extra mile to learn how to
That
do
is what
black
I'm
hair
saying.
and educate herself. So I never, but it's black women that don't want to educate themselves on black
I
hair
just
anyway
I
either.
couldn't say it
So,
fast enough either. There's a lot of people right here in our neighborhoods ain't doing these babies' hair, putting no grease on them. Kids ain't doing right. So we could talk about the white woman, but we got to talk about our sisters first. That's right around the
but see,
corner
I
that
think
did right.
talking about the white women are different races. These races, because we see them all the time, they will cut their
Yeah,
black
they
sisters'
just do it
hair off
because they
to not deal
lazy,
with it.
Mimi.
It's
But
no
I
different
mean,
from letting the baby's hair fall the fuck out because you're not doing it. What the
But
hell?
that's ignorance.
I mean,
That's
come on now.
ignorance.
You're
That's
not doing it.
ignorance.
I'm just saying we can't just talk. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we
I
can.
just
Yeah,
said
we
I
can. There's
see
a
it.
huge difference.
I see
There's a
I see a
huge
big
difference.
I see it all the time around the corner, up the street,
I
at
do
the
too.
park.
I see with
They
black
That's
won't
it's
women,
but
but there's a
come on
difference.
that's
now.
a
There's a
difference.
difference.
I feel like we all got it. Every hair has to be educated. You right, Normally. I get what you're saying, but
You're right about that. Every hair
educate
does have
you.
to be
You know what I mean?
educated.
You have to
Nah, I
educate
agree.
yourself.
But there is a difference when you're getting into a situation.
She
It's
just
not.
thinks
I
that
say it's
the
ignorance when black women do it. I say it's ignorance when black women do it is because you know how to do your baby's hair, but you just choose not to. But you know how. So it's just ignorance on their end because they know how to do it. They just choose not to. They just choose not to. With the white woman,
Laziness.
you know there is a big chance that when you procreate with this black man, your baby not gonna have your type of hair. So you need to go the extra mile as Kim Kardashian did or these other women do to educate yourself because you don't know. You have no idea. For me as a black woman, I know how to do my baby's hair. So if I choose not to, that's not because I don't know how. I'm just being a lazy fuck. I don't want to. But if I'm a white woman, I know I don't know a lick of anything about doing black women's hair. And I'm still not going to do it just because, but I'm going to continue to have these babies with this man. No, there's a difference. There's a huge
Ro
difference.
Diggity said that baby needs some grease.
Yeah.
Oh Lord Jesus.
that baby
I
Okay,
just,
let me
needed
put a
grease,
comment up for
okay?
Stephen Alexander because he comes in here rude every week. So we want to give him a little bit of shine today. Who the fuck pissed in your Cheerios, Stefan? Are you a black man? Are you a white man? What race are you? And what cap do we have so we can take the cap off, motherfucker? Because you get on my nerves every week. I'm sick of the shit. You did
Okay.
this 2 weeks ago. What the fuck is up?
Get
Okay,
him,
y'all can get back
sis.
to your conversation. I'm so sick of him. He does this every week.
What he say?
Stop the cap.
Stop the
What the
cat.
hell? Like, stop. Y'all are so rude. Anyway,
I just don't. I just think it's a hot topic when I see white women with black men. For me, I just think it's a fetish. If
It
they
don't bother me.
or
Okay,
just interracial
Brittany.
couples, period. Like I have family members who are interracial, and then if you are light with light hair and you could pass for white, these
It don't
mofos will
bother
actually
me.
think that they're white,
It
and
don't
they're not.
bother me. Like I just feel
It
like love
does.
is love. Like do your thing, and as long as
yeah,
that
let's get
person
away from the
making you happy,
kids because that's
and
another topic.
if you the person is making you happy, go for it. You know what I mean? I feel like shit. That's what it all boils down to in the
But
end.
happiness, my ass. You have to have those conversations as well because
Of
if
course,
you have
Yeah,
to have
of
just
like
course. But at the end, we gonna ride for what we ride for, us and the family that we create. You know
Hell
what I
no, hell
mean?
no, because I wish your mama would be calling my kid a nigger behind my back. Hell no, it
Bingo.
ain't
You
the
need to
love
have
that
those
we have. It
conversations.
really does extend to the external family because your children will
Right.
grow up and be fucked up and be like, why didn't my
Mm-hmm.
grandma accept me?
It
And it's because
bingo.
I'm black.
Right.
So no, it's two sides to that coin,
But if
and a
he's
lot of
willing
people
to
are
say
scared
fuck
to.
his mama for
But
you,
it shouldn't have to
No,
be
because
like
it
that.
so but I'm
shouldn't be
saying, but
like
if
that.
he's willing to say fuck his mama for you, then why is it a big deal? I ain't gotta be around
But
that
when your
man
child
mama.
grows up, but when your
It's the
child grows up
foundation. Like,
and says, why didn't I have a relationship with my grandma? You got to tell her
Cause
that she was
your
a racist
grandma is
prick.
racist. Cause you gonna run across a whole bunch of racist people, baby, and your grandma happens to be one of them. Sorry, it's just real. But your daddy said fuck her. Long as
I
your
think that
daddy
part
saying
goes
fuck
beyond
that
race.
bitch, then we gonna say fuck that bitch. And that's just how it goes. Now if he's saying he with mama, then it's
what
a
was you saying?
problem. I'm sorry. Go on, speak, boo.
No, I was saying, like with the other side of the family, it could go be outside of race. Um, why the other side of the family isn't in the child's life.
That too. It ain't even
True.
gotta necessarily be racist. It could be because your mama on that end, or I don't believe in what you know what I mean. It ain't got to, you know what I mean. So long as you saying, long as you riding for what we created over here, it's
But
True.
always gonna be. You
That's
gotta
being
be able to
lonely.
ride for the side.
That's lonely.
That's
That's
the
lonely.
but
family
the thing
that you
is,
created over
Brittany,
here. That's
Brittany just said in the chat, I have a raggedy granny and I'm still good. Yeah, you could have a raggedy granny and still be good. I definitely don't think that it's like, your life is not going to end because your granny didn't love you or whatever. But my thing is more so when I think about having children, I would prefer to be in some type of good relationship with my in-laws and or the people that I choose to procreate with, because if there was an instance where you guys had to go toe to toe about a child, it's it's always gonna be that situation going forward. It's if they don't respect you, they don't respect your parenting type thing. So if I knew that someone didn't like me, not because I did anything wrong to them, but because I was born black, I could not get over that. That's different than saying
Right.
I don't like you because you stepped on my toe or because you cussed my son out. It's a little bit deeper
Right.
than that. You don't like me because of the way I was born. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? You like I was born like that is it's just two different things to me because I would not personally be able to get over that. And some children, a lot of mixed children do grow up with those stripes. I worked with someone who said that her parents were racist. She was a white woman. Her parents was racist. And when she came home with a black baby, they shunned her and the baby, and that was it, simply because they were black, not because she was a teen mom, not because she stole some money, but because the child was simply born, and the child grows up with that type of, well, what the fuck did I do? Now, yeah, you can grow up in a racist world. We know that everybody's, that's a real life situation, but it's different when it's your granny. Like, sorry,
Right.
it's not
Mhm.
the same.
I feel like it's 2021, honey. People is making families, and it's just more open now. It ain't so much.
I
It ain't like that. You know what I mean? I mean, and I'm not gonna say that it's not like that, but I feel like I said, love is love when it all boils down. People is creating families literally. You know what I mean? Kim Whitley, she didn't have no baby. The little girl just dropped the baby off at her doorstep. So she had to go find the baby daddy, go find the grandma, she had to create her own family. So
But
it's
there's
like,
nothing
man,
like there's
but
for
it's like
me.
I said, but I'm saying if that's the case, she got a gay man in her family. That's you know what I mean. So it's like you create what you want. You know what I mean. It's like I said, if you don't ride for me, I'm gonna ride for my man and the family
Okay,
that he
so speaking
created.
hypothetically, let's put in this aspect, Mimi. If you were dating a man and his mom, and it doesn't even matter if his mama was a black woman, because we know that there are colorist people. I talked about it on my channel before. So this is just plain simple. Say you was dating a
Hmm.
man and his mom strictly did not like you because of the color. Like, say she didn't like brown skinned women, say she didn't like bodacious women, whatever it was, she just did not like
Hmm.
you, and she made it a point, right?
Hmm.
And you and your significant other choose to stay in a relationship, and you guys choose to continue on,
Hmm.
you guys develop a family, the same
Hmm.
mom wants to now be around your child, what would you do?
She don't like me. She don't like my babies. Shit, and she's not gonna be around my
so
husband.
now you're gonna keep
Shit.
her. Now you're gonna keep
Well,
her
I
away
mean,
from your child.
I'm sure she's not gonna like my kids as well.
No,
It's
some
not going
people
to be
can
that she's
separate the
gonna.
two. What if the
It's not
baby
going to
was
be.
born
I doubt that
opposite of you?
you can't just separate the two. My baby gonna come out black, baby. You don't like black people, so
Oh,
it's not gonna like you go one
she
minute
don't like
like
she
black
don't like brown
people.
skinned women. Let's put
Well,
it
I'm
like this.
just
She don't like
saying,
brown skinned
no.
women.
You don't like black people. Keep it on the topic. If you don't like black people, you don't like my black baby as well. So again, you're not gonna be around me or my black baby. That
And
it's
that's
just
on
that simple,
period.
baby.
That's
That's it. It gets no
because,
simpler than that. And my husband's gonna
but
be down for whatever I say.
But
Because
what if he
again,
wasn't? What if he said no,
he's
Mimi?
not gonna be my husband. You gotta understand that, like I said, it goes down to what we fell in love for. You know what I mean? Y'all, have you ever seen the movies The Loving?
Yes,
He rode for
but
his he
at the
rode
end
for
of the
her to
day,
the end. Went to
yeah,
jail, did
they
it all.
do. They do. But
That's what I'm
in the same
saying. So
sense,
it's
it's you
like
can't cut off. But at the same
if I
instance,
gotta cut off
you
the
cannot tell someone what to forgive for. So if he's saying, "I want to have a relationship with my mom," I know she treated you bad, but she wants to
why
be
would he
around the
want to have a
child
relationship with his mama if he's in love with me
because
and
it's
she don't
his
like me?
mama.
Girl, that's not how that works. That's gone with all of that. Like I
I
said, you
know
love
from a
me.
personal experience.
This is
Yeah.
what it
Normandy
is. And I
says she
feel
knows
like
from personal experience this has happened.
but I
They gonna
got, like I
choose their
said, I know
mama or their
people
granny.
that's her, but like I said, not everybody is the same. Not everybody, you can't expect everybody to choose their family if they know they in love with this woman and
But
procreating
see,
and
here's
having
the
a family
difference
with this
between
person.
this for
Not
that
everybody's like
situation.
that, y'all. We
See
got
that
family members that got love and procreate. So we got that have mixed relationships that have been together for years. So it's not like and the family members may not like them, and it's like fuck y'all. You know what I mean? I'm over here with my woman. You know what I mean? Talk
But
about all
see,
of that.
but see, the
Mhm.
thing is, without a doubt, black women or us as women, we will leave our family to be with our man wholeheartedly. But men have a reputation of they gonna go back to their goddamn mama. Sorry, don't care what race you are. They do. So
don't care what race you are.
when we
Yeah.
speak about it, we sure would. Cause if my daddy or my husband was both yelling at me and both of them told me get in the car, I'm getting in the car with my husband, baby. It don't matter. If I'm
Right.
with my best
off
friend,
Well,
tops,
you need
I'll
to be
ditch
okay?
my best
if
friend
I
for my
feel like if
nigga.
he leaving, you better go fuck your mama. I'm sure mama ain't
Well,
got no man. Mama ain't got her own
Okay,
husband. Mama ain't got no
okay.
own
Mimi
husband.
said
She's sitting over there
incest.
bitter. Go on over there, fuck her. Because you are my man and my motherfucking husband. Mama better find a motherfucking husband. That's what mama
Okay.
better do. Because you're mine. So if you want to run back over there, you going to stay on over there, you fuck her, and I'm going to find a man that want to stay over here with me. Because I ain't got time for no mama's boy. That's a whole nother subject. It
Mm-hmm.
ain't no man, baby. That's a
That's
mouse.
true.
That's a mama's boy. So no
that
matter
is a
what
good
race he is,
point.
he needs to stay right on over here with me. And mama need to get her own husband
He better
and
go
find
sit in his
somebody.
corner, cause we ain't playing
Period.
that.
We're not playing them games. I don't care what color you is. You gonna do what you supposed to do over here as my man. Mama better have her own husband over there sniffing under her ass.
Okay, Mimi, we know
She
who
gonna
wear the
tell him
pants in
when
your relationship.
she gonna say, you can't stay here, me and my man having date night. She got a man, so she ain't gonna let him come over there. Listen, stop playing, girl. Stop motherfucking playing. For real.
I agree with Mimi, but I also feel like it's it depends on the respect level of the mom that she has for her son and what ground rules that he laid down. Because let's be real, like mother-in-laws, they always think or try to press the wife or the fiance or the girlfriend like
So
they're
true.
first.
So
But
true.
you have to have a man that's gonna kind of check their mama and
Say
be
it
like, no, you
again.
stay right over there.
Say it
Like
again.
I'm
Check
taking
her.
care of
Put her
this.
in her motherfucking place at all times because it may not be about race. But I told her what I run my household how I run my household. You know what I mean? Mama need to
Okay.
stay in her place at all times. That's all. So if she don't like me for whatever I do, my color, how I cook, how I do my baby's hair, how I feed you for lunch, that's none of your motherfucking business. Period, moms.
I
Mm-mm-mm.
agree with that wholeheartedly.
So
Mm-hmm.
shit. This then you better he better be fighting for what he made over here. Then you fuck me. Then you
Right.
married me. So therefore, you stepped away from your whole family when you dated this black woman. So you better be ready to go to war for what we created over here. If not, then this
Okay.
not the motherfucker you need. I don't need to be with you no matter the race you is, motherfucker. That's just how I put it. You're gonna
You
be a
need to be
man
over
all
there
the way, 100% man.
laying down the law.
Or take your motherfucking ass on over there with mama and her racist ass. Cause the next man gonna come over here and stay right on over here with no matter what color he is. Shit. Cause he's a what? A man.
Okay.
Period.
Oh,
Everyone
let
saying,
me
Mimi,
give you
you're
my little
so
snaps. Let me give
funny.
you my snaps. That was poetry to the ears.
Brittany. Brittany said, I just please subscribe to Mimi.
Thank you, boo. Period. Though, for real, a man gonna be a man, and that's what I'm loving. You know what I mean? A man gonna present himself as a man, no matter what color he is. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I
Not
love. You know what I
a
mean?
real
And
man
not a
would,
mouse.
but I don't know about
You know
all
what I mean?
men.
All of that, cause your mama don't like me, and I'm gone. Mama may not like me because I'm loud and
I
ghetto.
purposely,
You
I dreamed
know,
about
mama
having
gone.
a family unit. I could not. Nah, baby. I gotta like your mama. Your mama gotta like me. Your mama gotta like my kid. I just felt like that, and then maybe I'm a very
Yeah,
Oh,
one-sided
I
No,
woman.
it's
get it.
it's true. Because
I
my
agree.
my 14-year-old son, me and his family, we don't too much get along. And I remember us being together and me being at family events and me feeling like, the cousins is whispering about me or they come up to me and be a little fake. And it
Yeah.
was very, very important to me. I always told myself if I ever decide to have another child, it's very important to me that me and his family get along.
And
Cause
they do. And your
I
man, if
just
you
I'm
said
just not gonna
Hispanic,
deal with that
right?
anymore.
They open you with love. So like I said, you could have been with a black man and he would have. You know what I mean? It don't matter the race, is what I'm saying. You can get all of that with no matter the race. You
Right.
can be with a black man
Mm-hmm.
and go to his family and they side eye at you, looking at you, talking about you, being fake. You can get with a, you know what I mean, no matter the race. So it's like,
And
you
we
know
can
what I
say
mean?
we
You just
don't
want
care
genuine.
if the family don't like us or whatever, but it really makes a difference
Yeah, you
if
want genuine people. You know what I
right,
mean? You want real genuine people when it all boils down.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Yeah,
you're
cause
looking for.
yeah.
You're looking for people's heart. You know what I mean? You're not looking for nobody's color, what they look like, you're looking for how people treat people, how people's heart is. I guess I'm just older school and I done been
No,
through
but
some
how their
things.
heart is,
So
I just feel like as much as you look into your prospective partner, you need to look into their family, their host, because they matter
right,
just as much. I don't care what no one says. When my children get older, I'm gonna make sure whoever you bring home, make sure they family match them. And
right,
I'm gonna say that
Mm-hmm.
because it's gonna be a blended
true,
family. Whether
true.
you black, white, or whatever, I'm not going to tell my children to date within their race. They can do whatever they want, but I'm going to
Absolutely.
preach that they need to date someone. Make sure that they match the family that they come from,
And I
because at the
think
end
that
of the
all
day,
comes with hand in hand, meeting
it
good
does.
people.
It
If
does.
he's a
It
good
wholeheartedly does.
person, you know what I mean, he's gonna come from a good mother, a good father. You know what I mean? He's gonna have that. If you a bet, you know what I mean. That all goes one and one. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
absolutely.
no
That's
matter
what
the
we're
race.
saying. That's what we're
So
saying. So you can, to me, you can't separate the two, because at the end of the
no,
day, those people are the people that braided him, the people that show morals. Like my in-laws, I wouldn't trade them for the world. But I see people who have nightmares of an in-laws or nightmares of a baby
right,
daddy, and it bleeds through, because I'm like, bro, I don't care what no one says. Like, yeah, my mother-in-laws, we have difference of opinions. We absolutely wholeheartedly do. But at the end of the day, I know from seeing her son that she absolutely wants the best, because look what she raised. So it gives me a
right.
lot more respect and a common ground. I don't care much so about the race, but baby, I'm holding two and two together. You can be the
Yeah,
perfect candidate, but
yeah.
I will drop your ass if your family ain't shit. I don't care. If your
right,
mama is a bitch, you are not my one. You're not. I don't care. I don't care. I will dump you. I do not give a fuck how much I like you. If I don't like your family, it's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna deal with
Yeah,
a lifetime of
Because
I
we're
agree
not
with
headaches.
about to
that.
do no tit for tat.
I'm not
I
gonna deal with
agree
a
with that.
lifetime of headaches, and I'm not gonna tell you to leave your
right.
mama. Stay with your mama. I will go. I want the perfect package. You are a package deal, whether you like it or not. It's just like my husband. He cannot stand some of the shit that his friends, girlfriends, family does, and he's like, I see why it's so important to watch who you date, because it's like a cancer. It spreads one way or another.
I agree
Period.
with that
Right.
wholeheartedly because it drove it
Mm-hmm.
from personal experience. It would drive you insane. It would put you in some serious, serious problems if you do not,
Right.
and if you, especially if you stay and you try to stick it out. and you just try to overlook it, and you try to be very just like, you know, turn the other cheek and try to kill them with kindness. Some people that does not work. Killing them with kindness, just it's. I agree wholeheartedly. Any relationship that I ever get in going forward, I want it to be like I'm the part of the family. I'm not the sister in law. I'm like the sister.
Right.
Or you know, I cannot, because when I say it is draining, it is draining because there's no boundaries when in a situation where your family, their family, and you don't get along, there's no boundaries, there's no respect, there's no love. And then especially when you have kids involved, it's just a
Right.
whole different dynamic. It is the
Right.
worst. And I don't care how much you can love your spouse or your partner, you can love them so much. But when it comes to birthdays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, holidays, vacations, none of that stuff, the love that you have for him doesn't make none of that shit easier when y'all do not mesh. It was like for me,
So
just in,
even if it's not for race,
yeah,
Right.
even if
even
it's
When
not
two
race,
families come together, it's
yeah,
supposed to be
yeah.
like a lit situation. It's supposed to be more of the love, like more
mm-hmm,
of the events and
mm-hmm,
everything. Like we're not missing out on Fourth of July picnic because I don't want to deal with your mama. Like we're not doing that. We're
mm-hmm,
all about to get together.
mm-hmm.
And when it's the baby birthday party and all the families come together, everybody, it's all about to be good vibes. We're
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
about
Now,
we
if
to
it's
gonna
the
hope it
be
stay
auntie,
like
arguing.
that. Look, we
if
gonna
it's
hope it stay like that. But you know, as time go along, shit, I may not fuck with one of the family members, and that's
no,
cool.
baby, because
Shit,
it
I
could
may get
definitely be an
into it
auntie
with
or a
family
cousin.
member,
I
or
could drop an
cousin.
auntie or a
You
cousin,
know,
but the
shit.
granny and the mama, I have to somewhat like or deal with to a certain capacity. Because when me and my husband have family events, and my sisters will tell you, it's one big blended family.
Yes,
Everybody
I
comes
love
through.
going over.
I'm
Everybody.
basing the relationship. I'm basing the family off of him. If he don't mess with the family or his mom and them or whatever, cousin or whatever, that's just what we gonna do. And if I don't mess with my mom and them, or whatever, that's just what we
Hmm.
gonna do.
And I
You
didn't
Now
know
want
what
that's
I
that,
mean?
Mimi,
true.
because I felt like that was so fucking lonely. Like I didn't want to, like my
It
ex,
is.
he used to always say to me, "It can just be me and you against the world." I said, "But it can't
Um,
because we have children. Like I
Yeah.
don't want my kids to just be at a birthday party with just me and him.
I want that
I
foundation. Like
don't
I want it
want that.
from
Like I
both
don't want to do the
sides.
whole me and you run off in the sunset. No, I want family reunions. I want picnics. I want to be able to call your sister and say, "Hey, let's go have dinner and sushi." I want to be able to call your sister and talk shit about you, and I know she's gonna have my back. Like I don't want. I
I
love
mean, yeah, I
you.
love all of that. I'm
I
not taking
love
that
you, but I don't want
away.
it just to be me and
Look, I
You
you.
love
like the
all of
fuck
that.
I
I'm
don't
you.
want
taking
it
that
to be just
away.
a me and you relationship.
But
I don't want just a me and you.
shit, when it all
I
boils
gotta wake
down,
up to just you. Go to
that's
sleep
what
with
it's
just
all gonna
you.
boil down to. So
No,
you better pick
no.
me over all of the motherfuckers that
No,
you ever
picking,
found
yes,
out to.
picking. I
That's
agree
what I'm saying.
wholeheartedly. I
Shit,
agree. Pick me
that's
over
what I'm
anybody,
saying.
not as I will do for you. But when we have children and we're trying to grow together, I don't want to just look. This is all we're gonna
Well,
do.
no, of course
Just look
not.
at you. No,
No,
no.
Cause
of
I
I
course
want
wish
the
not. We
y'all,
don't
whole.
want that.
I wish we would be living our life merrily and all nice, and then your sister come on and dog me out on Facebook or something, baby. We got some problems. We
Right.
got some
No, for
problems. We got some
real.
problems.
Cause now you
I
got
But
my
social
sister,
media
me and
involved.
sister may have got into it, but that's after being so long with each other, and realistically, shit's gonna happen. If
Nah, you're
they
not gonna drag
family,
me on shit.
no. If they family, let's be then they family. So you start ain't no more in laws. I got into it with my in laws because they are motherfucking family. So don't get it twisted. Oh yeah, y'all family now. So shit finna get real.
But what is
You know what I
family?
mean?
Are
You know
you
what
guys
I
family
mean?
because y'all always
Shit,
got
you know
along
what I
and then
mean?
just fell out, or are y'all
Nah,
family
motherfucker, we
because
family
we
because
married?
motherfucker, say it again. We married, we in
Oh
laws. We
no, we
been
not
around each
family.
other for
No, we're
20
not.
years.
No,
We
no,
family because
no.
now I'm really finna say some shit and I can say how I feel. And you been around, I've been around.
Why?
We
Because of
got
a piece of
kids.
paper? Nah, baby.
No.
No,
I
we're
didn't
not
say that.
family
I'm
because
saying
we
because
got
of the
married.
kids. We got kid. I got kids with this man, and we always gonna be in each other's lives. Yes, we are somewhat family.
Miss
So that's how
Peters
I look at it.
said that's one of the reasons I left my ex-husband. Some of his sisters was full of shit when we was married, but now that we no longer together, they love me and I pay them dust. Exactly. You're getting dust then and you're getting dust now, baby. It's a baby. I know it's a one-way ticket to hell once you fuck up
Like
with
I
me.
said, I
You
don't
gotta
feel
stay
like
there.
um we just got to be open, ladies. We just have to be open. We can't just you know, be closed minded to other races when it comes to the problems. I feel like we gonna have problems with any race, with any man that we date, even if it is a black man. You know what I mean? So shit.
So who has an online dating app? Mimi, Normandy, Leslie. Any of y'all?
I
Are y'all
I
gonna
I
swipe
do
left or
not.
experimented
right to
one.
another
I
race?
do not
I
have no
experimented with
online. I
one,
don't.
and
I
I
had I had one, but I couldn't get jiggy with it.
yeah, I did it like this year, and I ain't gonna lie, I put the settings to just prefer black man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but they wasn't
You need to
shit
open
either,
it up. See, so it
and
ain't
I was
just a
just
black
like,
man. So it's like
huh.
shit. You should have opened it up to the other man.
You know, I will shoot if I find me a little Brad Pitt or something, or Chad Michael Murray. But I don't mind, you know. I'm definitely going to if a man came up to me, or even if I was just to approach him like, hey, how you doing? And it was the vibe, I'm like, come on, let's go on a date.
Okay,
Mm,
I'm liking that, Lala.
look,
I'm liking it.
I'm
But you know, right
I
now
just
I'm in a
can't
little
wait to see who
situation.
y'all bring for Thanksgiving. I don't know who gonna walk through the door at this point. Jesus,
Like, okay, you
I'm just gonna
know.
have a
Just be
smile
ready.
regardless.
Get his plate ready. Whenever he gonna be respectful, he gonna know what's up. Cause you know he gonna be real if he dealing with me. Believe that.
I'm gonna tell my baby, put your most tallest shoes on. We got this. Come on.
Okay, I got a sensitive question to ask. Do y'all believe that the African culture looks
You
at
talking about
us?
African?
Yes, like African, not African American, but African culture. Do y'all believe like dating one of us is dating outside of their race?
Hell yeah. Hell yes.
Absolutely.
Hell yes. Absolutely. I know a lot of them. Yes. Yes.
Hmm
Absolutely. But see, the thing is, it's just I
Well,
hate that
sure,
we
why they
have
trying to
to.
come over here and pay people to get married to their ass feet? Y'all better go on with that bullshit. For real.
That's
Y'all got a whole bunch of motherfuckers over here talking about they gonna pay. So if you
But
racist,
see, it's a
go
culture.
see.
It's a culture thing, and
Uh-uh.
that's why when K Bond said earlier that she dated an Asian man, it's an Asian man. It's not just a race thing. It's a culture to them. They believe that their bloodline is supposed to stay pure. So
Right.
it's the only people that get the flack for dating within their race and being vocal about it is black women. Period. Because anybody else they understand it, but with us, it's like it's not a culture thing. It's it's invalidated. But Africans, they wholeheartedly, depending on their tribe and what country they are from, they wholeheartedly believe you better bring home this for this. I be watching 90 Day Fiance, and let me tell y'all, Michael and Angela was a white woman. Michael is from I believe he is, I can't even think, but he's from Africa and he still lives there. And Angela makes it a point, oh, he's Nigerian. Yes, Nigerian. And she makes it a point to tell him, I'm an American. I'm an American white woman. You can't treat me like that. So she went over to Nigeria to marry him, and his family was trying to talk to her about the traditions of that. And she basically shitted on them. And that's a form of disrespect. Like you shitting in their house. Like she basically did not want to conform to their culture even though she was marrying into their family. She was taking on their bloodline and she was disrespectful. So Africans, just like any other culture, they are very set in what they want, period. And I
That's with
respect them for it.
religion too, because I done heard about some like Jehovah Witness, like they want,
Hmm.
you know, their girlfriend or whoever to conform, and it's a whole, you know,
Yeah,
different.
it
It's like a test, but not a test. Like school and classes, you have like a mentor when you're like conforming, and I don't know exactly the whole gist of it, but you know, when you're
So,
dating me, you're
being
gonna have a
Jehovah's
test
Witness.
so
too. I
would
don't care what
y'all,
you are.
if y'all was to date a man who had a different religion than you and he wanted you to convert, would you?
No.
I ain't gonna lie, my man was Muslim and I loved him and everything. And I actually took time to learn the religion myself and I agreed with it. Oh, off top, baby, I'm going Muslim, everything. But
If he was able to
Mm-hmm.
educate me and I had
Yeah,
a
yeah,
I'm
free
with you.
will,
yeah,
I had
that,
a choice, absolutely. But if
yeah.
you told me
Mm-hmm.
when I marry you, this what you gonna be, baby,
No.
oh,
Mm-mm,
I'm going
hell
on
no,
no.
yeah.
spirit. I'm going on my spirit, baby. Like, don't be coming up in here talking about doing all of that. With nine times out of ten, we gonna talk about that from the head of time before we
I feel like
even.
I need to meet
Okay,
your
Brittany
family. I
said,
need to
now
talk
that's
about
where
your
I'm
religion.
closed off.
All
I'm
that
not
comes
dating
ahead
no
of
extra
time.
religious man. Okay, look, you gonna
Y'all,
take it from me.
Brittany is a self-proclaimed heathen. And her parent, no, listen, but her daddy is a preacher.
Okay,
But
look,
she
I'm with
won't date.
Brittany.
She
Hashtag heathen.
hashtag heathen. See, I told
Okay.
y'all. But her daddy's a whole preacher. But she said she don't want to date an extra religious man.
I
So
don't blame her.
again, you just never know
She
what
probably
family
wants
you come
somebody to
from.
date her for her. I'm completely with that. But if it was a fine man, like like, well, y'all seen
I'm done with
Look,
Lala. See, keep looking for that superficial shit, Lala. That's
no,
what
listen,
everybody
like,
looking for. Everybody wants some superficial shit.
no,
Okay.
I was saying, y'all seen when Rihanna was dating the man who was really rich and he
Girl.
wasn't black or white,
Now look
but
at
he
Brittany,
did.
Brittany said my daddy could be a librarian, but that don't mean I must know how to read. Period, Brittany. I
Okay.
respect it. So Mimi, does this mean that when you go leave your house tomorrow and somebody shoots a shot at you, you're gonna be more open to it?
I always is to be cute.
If he
I
can,
start
you
off
just said
there.
Look,
no superficial.
No, I
let
start
me
off
let
there, and
me
then once he gets to talking, and you know what I mean, get to see him. Because if he's slow, I can't fuck with him.
oh
So
Lord.
that's
Let me
mental.
tell
That's
you this.
mental. When I say slow, I mean mental. You know what I mean. I can't. If your mind ain't right, you know what I mean. You're not a good person. Then I don't care. Like I said, I ain't.
Before I got with my boyfriend, I was talking to my god sister and her husband. And I was mostly having a conversation with him, and he was saying like, asking me like, why are you still single? Like you don't talk to nobody or nothing. And I'm like, no, I just don't feel like being bothered. And he was like, but you do want to be married, like you do want,
Mm.
not to have a single household. Like what do you
Say it
want? Like
again.
you need to be more open. You should be more
Got to
open
be
minded.
open, more minded.
Like what do you want? And I was kind of being like stubborn and hard headed about stuff. And he was like, you know what? I'm gonna just buy you a cat. And I'm like, we laughed about it, but he was like, no, like seriously, like you should like be more open. Like
For
next
real.
time, like when somebody try to talk to you, like be open. Like don't just shoot them down because I was like, oh, he was like, what do you like and don't you like? And he was like, you know, keep certain stuff in the back of your head. Like be more open. And don't you know, that's how I ended up talking to my boyfriend who I'm with. We've been together for 4 years. And let me tell you, like, I was going for like, oh, like if I was going for like physical, I want a man that's like taller than me. My man is not taller than me. If I wouldn't have talked to him and he was really breaking stuff down, like, what do you want?
Right.
Like, and say it out loud. He told me like, say it out loud. Like, what do you want? And if I wouldn't have that conversation with him and going off like my little list, like I would have never like talked to my boyfriend. And it wasn't like I said based off like race. It was like I just didn't want a relationship. Like I didn't want to talk to no one or anything. But just like I'm saying, like being open. Like
I love it, Britt. I love it, boo. I love it. You are inspiration. I'm making my list tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making my list tonight because, uh-uh.
but keep some of your morals. Like don't be like, okay,
Of course, I'm just
getting
raising this out of,
he can
you
have
know what
10
I mean?
kids and
Yeah,
15
yeah.
baby mamas. I know the
Well,
math
shit.
ain't mathing, but y'all get my
Yeah,
point.
right. Like I said, I'm just looking up. I'm opening the door for besides just black man. You know what I mean? And I've always loved, like I said, I love all types of man, all colors of man. So, like I said, you could be a good
Same.
man, and we rocking on the same mindset, and we got some of the same things. We can
Because
make it
I'm
work.
starting to realize like my
Cause if
type
not, like
is,
she said, we're gonna
I don't
we're
have
we're
a
gonna
type
be single.
anymore.
You know what I mean? And we're getting older, so it's like we got to go for
Mm-hmm.
more than just the bullshit. So this
Yep.
was a
Yeah,
good
but keep your
convo.
scissors in your hand because I keep my scissors in my hand.
Okay.
Cut off whoever, and I mean whoever.
Period.
If
Mm-hmm.
it ain't going right. I thought so.
say? Normandy, did you have anything to add? Are you gonna be dating outside your race or looking for love, swiping left or right, whatever them apps
We
tell
should
y'all
we
to
should
do?
do it. We should download an app and test the
We should
waters,
go
Y'all should
y'all.
speed
let
date.
me pick. Y'all should let me pick y'all date.
We should put it on the screen and
Oh
swipe through.
God.
Yes,
Y'all should
yay,
let me.
nay,
Y'all should
match.
let me pick
You
y'all
gonna be
date. I
trying to
have a
be
good.
funny.
I have good discernment. No, I have a good
And we
discernment.
gonna read they little bios and stuff and what they like to do.
Brittany, let me
And
pick your date too. Taryn, let me pick your date. Taryn, you still in here?
they
Everybody, let me pick
should do
your
it
date.
too. If they single, I ain't trying to get y'all in trouble, but I'm down to do it.
Leslie, are you single? Because y'all,
I
I don't think my little sister's single watching
I
on here lying like
hold
that.
on, do not
I'm so
do not do
confused.
that because so I am dating.
Okay, she's dating.
I am dating this guy, and
Are you dating
yeah,
more than people? We ain't just don't be getting on here telling people personal business.
you
Are
know,
you dating or are you single, girl? Which
so
one is it?
I'm
Are you
dating.
dating?
I like.
Okay,
I'm gonna say it
so
like this. I like him so much that I don't want to date other people,
But she's
okay,
but
well
it's
still
then.
looking
still
on the
not.
apps, y'all.
Yeah,
And
girl, fuck
you don't need to
you.
be on that.
I'm not looking on no apps. I deleted that app. That's long gone in the past. I was just saying for the podcast, you know what I'm saying? We could, because 1, 2, 3, we
Normally,
all
what you
three
gonna
single.
do?
Brittany said she for the streets. Terrence said I can pick. Mimi said I can pick. Normie said I can pick. Roxy Queen said I can pick. Hell, let me pick.
I
Cause
want to
we
make
don't.
a comment
I didn't say
about
you.
what Nancy say. She wanna have a conversation about me being a girlfriend after 4 years.
4 years.
Mm.
Do I believe in marriage? No, just playing. Me personally, no, no, me personally, I'm not. Of course, I'm not going to be a girlfriend for 10 years, and it's just be like, oh, we're still together. I'm not. I'm not pressuring him. He already know that I desire to be married. He haven't popped the question yet, and I don't feel like our relationship is hung up or at a standstill because he haven't popped the question yet. And
So how
who's
long
to
will you
say
wait?
who me personally, I give it 2 more years.
But that goes
Two more
for
years.
I
that's just
don't
her
blame you.
thing.
And it might
Not
sound
Yeah.
like,
because
damn,
of
that's
his
6 years,
not
but that's
because
my
of his
personal
race.
choice.
Thank you. Say it. Check it again, boo. Not because of his race, because this is a racial thing now.
It's
That's
just
just
her
what she putting.
preference.
There you
Yeah.
go.
With
So
her,
it don't have nothing to
her
do with
relationship.
4 years, 10 years, 20 years. If she wanted to be with him for 50 years and not be married, that's her business. What that got to do with
Because I
anything?
don't press marriage
Or
either,
I'm making, or am I tripping?
No. So
Oh,
for
okay.
me, K-Bine, so I do agree with Miss Peters to a certain standard because okay, so let me ask you this: you're gonna give it 2 more years before you really will be like, okay, motherfucker, what you doing over there? But will you have any more children before y'all get married?
No. But
Okay,
but it's not just based off marriage. I'm not having children for health reason.
that makes sense. I was only saying, like, are you going to have more kids before getting married? Because a lot of people downplay what marriage really is. And for me personally, I promote marriage, especially if you have children, only because, like you said, for health reasons, we put our life on the line to deliver these
Right,
children. And
right,
our men it's only right that they take part in providing financially for these children. But God forbid something happened to these men, you will not be the one that can dictate what happens to
right,
his estate. So I'm not going to
right,
keep pushing out any goddamn kids before I have a ring, simply because my time, my body, my spirit, and my mental deserves that. Once I do the time for this, I reap all the benefits.
right. And
So
you're right. And I do have a man that's like bring that up. Like we need to sit down and make these moves. So if something ever happened, I can make sure you and the two kids are fine. And we're not married, so it's not like that conversation is swept under the rug or it's not in his head. So that's
right, he knows.
to me
Mhm.
personally, for him to bring that up, he's bringing that up. that shows that
I
he's not
think that
just trying
needs
to
to be
sit around and
next
play house.
next topic, Miss Peters. Miss Peters, I like that one. We need to stop having these babies out of wedlock. Make them put a ring on it. Cause back in the day, y'all had a ring, the house, the
Look,
car.
I'm over here
Y'all
like a
had
bald
all
head.
of it,
Woo.
land, all of it, and we just get stuck with these babies and keep having them without no ring. So that's a whole nother
If
topic.
I knew what I knew now, I would definitely not have had two kids before getting married. If I knew, like I would have never did it. Now, can I go back in time and change it? No. Am I married now? Yes. But if I knew what I knew now, I definitely would have, like you said, try to do it the traditional route
Yeah,
and
the right
get
way.
Right.
married.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always work like that. But I say, if you
Mm-hmm.
guys are still together now, if y'all break up after y'all have your kids, that's one thing. But if y'all continue to live in a household together and raise your family together, I hate to be so old school with it, but I'm gonna say it like my grandpa said: it's time to make it official,
Oh
because
yeah,
it ain't
don't keep
official until
shacking
it's
up and having these
official.
kids. Yeah, don't keep shacking up having no babies. You don't want to put no rings on it. So I think that's next topic. I'm loving it. Period. 'Cause I ain't having no more babies unless I get a ring. I'm
I
not
said
playing.
the
I'm not
same
busting a
thing
wide
because
on nobody's table.
they could just leave. Not saying like if
Yeah,
you
it's
married,
true.
Let's
they
say it again.
It's
Say be
true.
hers. She said my twin
It's
sister had
true.
3 children with her baby father, who she was with 15 years, and he got killed. Was left with nothing. The children got some of his social security. See what I'm saying? That's how it be.
It's
You
true.
have all these kids. Yeah, you ain't finna have me busting a wide on the table just to have me a single mama.
I'm
Nope.
Ike. What do I do with two more kids? What do I do with two more kids?
For real. Now, Norman, you still there?
Oh yeah, I agree. I
Okay, she
feel
must
like
be.
no, I
Normandy's
agree.
gonna be one sided because she was married before she had her children, and that's when I realized like I hustled backwards. I said,
Yeah,
"Oh
because I
damn."
feel like I did it the traditional way and the non-traditional. But
Best of both worlds.
I did the traditional way, and that still didn't. I'm still a single parent. So I mean, but here's the thing: I got that security that if something ever happens to my children's
Hmm.
father, they are protected, and so am I.
But
So
we told you to stick it out for 2 more years to get alimony. Alimony.
Alimony.
We
yeah,
told
still.
you stick it out for 2 more years.
And I think, but
That's
I
on my
think even
mom.
on top of that, even if y'all aren't married, like those people who don't believe in all the marriage and aspects of those that aspect or that route, then you guys should believe in life insurance. Like, don't be completely just like out here having babies and no protection because some people don't want to be married and that's just their preference. Some people
Yeah,
don't
right. That's
care.
fine.
I feel
So if
like
that's the case,
anybody
if
that's
that's
a
the case,
parent should get life insurance. If you have a child, get life
yeah.
insurance, married or not, or in a
But
relationship
life
or not.
insurance has nothing
But
to do with when he's on his deathbed. Life insurance just is financial. But
That's
if
what
I've been
I'm saying.
laying
That's what I'm
down with
saying. If you don't
you,
believe in marriage and you don't really don't care if you have a say so on that, still protect your children in terms of okay,
mm-hmm.
that's what I say in life insurance. But if you're married, then you don't have to worry about those things. I mean, marriage isn't going to protect you from being a single parent because
right? No,
that
I'm not
means
saying about being a single parent. I'm saying it goes deeper than just the financial.
bingo. Yes.
The life insurance is one thing, but I want to be able. I wish I would be laying down with a man, and God forbid something happen,
Mm-hmm.
and the hospital tells me, "Ma'am, can you move over? I gotta talk to the mama."
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I know
Or
what my
yeah.
significant
It's
other
true.
I'm gonna
wants
be hot.
because we
Mm-hmm.
have been together. So it's like I know people that don't believe in marriage because I mean, hey, that's their different strokes for different folks. But
Yeah.
you need to be the POA, power of attorney. You need to have
Bingo.
a will, your
Bingo.
deed, and you need to make sure that there's life insurance. So
Because there's
it's
power
more.
in that paper. There's so much power in that paper. Like for my ex-husband, he worked for the union, right? If me and him were, if something was to happen to him, then the union, all of that would go to me. If I was just his girlfriend, the union would look right past my ass. Look right
Right.
past. Don't care if I
Hmm.
had 10 of his kids. Don't care common law marriage. They will laugh at that. So there
Hmm.
is power in that paper, and don't ever just be laying
Oh,
up
we
with somebody
yeah.
and giving them a house and then you if something happens to him or you then the house can't even go to that person because they're not on the deed. Like
Mhm.
there's so much power in that paper to protect yourself, protect your time, protect your investments, because if you're just building with somebody, and you don't have anything to back it up with, then you're just building on a plot of land that got holes in it because you ain't really doing anything.
Mhm.
You're just wasting time. So I definitely believe that there is power in that paper. And if you're with somebody for 5+ years, 2 years, 3 years, get some type of paper behind that. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. That ain't gonna save you from being a single parent. I'm the billboard for that. But I'm still protected, and so is my children. So I
No, baby.
definitely agree.
I'm not breaking up until it's alimony time, and I want, I want transactions for my years.
I
Oh
Okay.
believe that
God.
So
too. I
I
agree.
truly believe in, even, marriage is real deal. Like
Yeah.
I expect to have my marriage until I die. But I'm just saying,
Like a
in case
business.
he wants to fuck up, and I get to, push that pen a little bit, baby, I'm gonna push that
Right.
pen and hurt
Yeah,
them
it's true.
pockets because my
It's true.
time is money. Okay. You
Mm-hmm.
didn't give
It's
me
so valuable.
you didn't fuck up my body, and I ain't driving away in a new Bentley after you break my heart. No.
Yeah.
We
And it's
don't
like
we
if
gonna
you're
get
gonna be
this
together
official.
for 5 years, why don't you just be together and married for those 5 years and then protect your, like you said, your time. Protect your time. I'm not just about to be your girlfriend. We got all these kids. We out in public. You're like, oh, this is my girlfriend, and we got
Especially
this.
when I feel like when the kids start coming. Then when the
Mm-hmm.
kids start coming, that's when you really got to start. And they keep coming, and they keep coming, and they keep coming. It's like, okay, now come on now. All these kids are steady coming and coming and coming,
I
and
don't even care if it's
come,
many kids coming.
don't.
I feel like 1, 2, 3, whatever. So even if without kids, your time is freaking precious. I don't want to be
Mm-hmm.
living
No,
with
I'm not.
nobody.
No, I'm so excited to have my next kid in a
Mhm.
legitimate marriage, because the paperwork you have to fill out when you don't have
Right.
a husband versus the paperwork that you get to bypass when you marry is
Mhm.
something powerful. Like, I'm excited to see my husband's last name on that baby card. Like, I'm excited. I don't want it to
Right.
say baby, my maiden name. Like, I
Right.
wanted to say my husband's name because, again,
Mhm.
I just feel like to a certain extent I put in that time, I built that love, and I do want my children to
Mhm.
know to a certain
Mhm.
extent you were loved, but you were a product of a marriage. Like, that to me, I hate to be
Yeah.
spiritual and biblical about it, but to me it holds weight. Like, my parents was married. Like, I can't wait for my children to say my parents were married for 30 years.
We're
Even if
married. Yeah.
even if
Yeah. That's
even if
real,
you
girl.
get remarried, say like, like Normandy, you're gonna get remarried, your kids can still say my parents, which is their stepmom, their stepdaddy, whatever, they were married for all those years. I personally feel
I
that way.
love
Like,
it.
I'm not
Me
having
too.
no more kids. Well, now I'm married, but still, before that, I just knew, like, it broke my heart to give birth to a second child, and I'm like, damn, that card still don't say anything. We had to have a witness sign for him to sign the birth certificate. Like, that is just not what I want to do. I want my children and me to have the same last name. Period. And
I
that's
agree.
my story, and I'm
I'm
sticking to
with
it,
you.
whether they were blue, black, or white. But baby, they was gonna
I'ma
be
stick
black.
beside him.
I'm gonna stick
But see,
beside them.
here's
I'ma
the
stick
negative part of
beside
that. Here's let's talk about this one because this one hit my ass hard. When you marry somebody, you carry all their shit to the marriage. So if they have financial debt, that's your debt. If they have any type of obligations, courts, anything like that, that is now your problem. When my ex-husband, when he didn't pay his taxes right, way before we got married, they hit our ass after we got married for $10,000 in our bank account. So I mean, there's pros and cons to that. So I think
Ooh,
that's
I'm like,
also
can I
why.
sue my husband, please? Can I sue him?
So
Yeah.
there's also pros and cons to when you're being married. So just making sure you have that transparency, that conversation, because we were about to close on a house, and because of a bad mistake he made years ago with having somebody do his taxes, that came back and hit us in our ass because we were married. It hit me too. So just making sure you have those transparency conversations. Also, don't just be running off in the sun, just marrying anybody and going to Vegas. Make sure that you're going to be carrying all of his load as well. So make room for it. Whether it's
Mm-mm. I would have
good.
divorced. We going to divorce, okay? Cause mm-mm.
So there's two sides to that. So just make sure y'all having those transparency conversations because once you marry, yeah, all of it comes with you. But then there's people who would keep their bank accounts separate. There's people who there's
I'm
there's
with that.
already loopholes. They
You ain't doing no joint. Girl, I'm still mad that tax money gone for you. I would have been hot.
Hey,
Maybe
Miss
this is a
Rice.
good. Uh,
Yeah, Brittany, I'm gonna pick you a winner. Everybody should just let me pick your husbands. I got good discernment. And if that don't work,
I don't know.
Mimi,
I
you
don't
ain't
know,
even let me
cause
pick you
what's
no
it?
man.
I feel like I'm just gonna be scandalous picking it.
Well, how am I gonna be scandalous? Because I ain't gonna pick. Leslie, you have horrible taste in men. They be butt ugly for you to be
Oh,
so pretty. So if anybody I get you,
girl, I
trust
know
me,
you
that face
lying because
gonna match your
you just
face.
gonna sit up here and just lie
That
like
face
that
gonna match
though.
your face. Because I
I wish
mean,
I could show y'all.
it's truly
Cause
sad
the
because
one
you be the
I have right
prize.
now, he's fine.
Something I
I
can
mean,
show
I'ma
y'all.
always be the prize.
I'm done,
That's
y'all.
regardless. I'ma always
I'm
be the prize,
done. I
okay?
gotta
It be
work
the
in the morning.
it be the prettiest girls that like
But
the ugliest men.
girl, I know you're not talking.
Who? Because Devin's beautiful.
I'm
He's a
done.
beautiful specimen of a man. What's up? What's
Girl,
next?
I'm done.
that's your type.
Girl,
Shoot.
bye. Because y'all
Cause
see the
you had some little
girl.
stragglers in your days too.
First of
Let's not
all, it
forget,
don't
okay?
matter. It don't matter where I came from. It matters where I'm at. I'm telling
Okay.
you where you gonna be at. You need
Devin
a.
looked like a veggie tail, okay? You know y'all the veggie tails anyway, so
All I'm saying is, Leslie, let me pick yours. Mimi, let me pick yours.
okay. Let me know when we gonna do
I ain't
this.
saying
Yes,
okay.
Taryn,
We
you
can.
love the ugly men. They don't bring nothing to the table but audacity.
Okay,
They
I'm
be
gonna
ugly.
Y'all
turn.
wrong.
But
You know
but
what? The
my
ugly
mans
men
do
are
not be
so
ugly.
nice, and
No, the ugly.
they
See, that's
have.
what people
You know
think.
what?
That's the contradiction.
I picked
The
the
ugly
weird
men be
ones.
jerks.
They be
No,
No,
weird.
because I wish you would be ugly and
no. I've
rude.
had a
Like you
couple
got to pick a
ugly. Well, I've
struggle.
had an ugly one. God forgive me. But he was so nice that he could dress. He was just God forbid, real ugly, and I just knew he had a big old thing down there. I just couldn't do it. Lord, that
Because he was that ugly,
ugly,
Mimi.
ugly.
See, no, if
When
he's
I
nice,
say
I
he
feel
was
like that's
like
different.
I gotta think about my
ugly,
kids.
ugly.
How my kids gonna look.
That I
Lord
couldn't do it.
forgive
Like
me.
I cannot do ugly. You can be cool. You ain't gotta be fine. You ain't gotta be sexy. You know what I mean? But if you're just flat out really ugly, I just God forgive me, I can't do it now. I'm
See,
sorry.
that's
I don't
superficial.
care
That's
what race it
superficial.
is.
Oh,
That's
that's
not because
superficial.
ugly
Audrey,
is
shut up
ugly.
because you was just talking about how I pick ugly dudes. Now, what's your definition of ugly? Because now
Your
I just need
exes. Your exes.
to.
Yeah.
I wish I could show y'all because not all of them was ugly.
You got a man,
Mimi.
Lala. You can't. Oh, shit. Shut your
And
ass
this one,
Mimi.
this one, he not ugly
What? Mimi,
either.
what, bitch?
Has Leslie's exes been to her standard of
Now,
beauty?
come on, the ones I showed you just like a
Hell
year or two
no.
ago. No, the one I showed you a year or two ago, the one that was
Leslie,
handsome,
can
you
you
know.
please be respectful to the person you're
Baby.
dating? Talking about the one a year or two ago.
Lala.
He not in here. What you talking
Lala.
about? What?
Just Lala. Your ex,
Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
your pick is,
I
your
know
pick is
you.
just.
I know you ain't talking Mimi. Let's not get on your case over there. Let's not come on down.
My pick is just. I got a couple of, but to each his
Stragglers.
own.
You got a couple of
Yeah.
bald heads.
But everybody got, like I said, I'm a personality person. As long as they ain't ugly though. I ain't got no ugly. I ain't got
Yeah, mine
nobody
ain't
ugly.
ugly. I
I
had like
got a
probably
couple,
two of them ugly. I had two
cool.
of them ugly. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, y'all, it's 10:30 at night,
Norman.
y'all.
I know we
Norman,
just get steady like we really on the phone.
Look, we ain't got work in the morning. I got work in the morning.
I do too. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for with us, talking shit with us. But and be open, ladies. Again, be open.
All right, y'all. It was nice chat with y'all.
thank you so much, K-Bon, for joining our panel.
No problem. No problem.
Okay, y'all. We will catch y'all next Sunday. We don't know what the topic is yet. We got a few planned. So just be on the lookout for our next one next Sunday. Thank you guys. See y'all later.
Good night.